Welcome back, nieces and nephews, to JEWAP, which stands for Just Everything with Auntie Pookie podcast. I'm your host, Sydney, or as many know me as Auntie Pookie. Now, welcome to the 6th day of Black History Month. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about Miss Maya Angelou, who was a civil rights activist, poet, and award-winning author of her memoir, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And she was also in a lot of movies. Maya Angelou was born on April 4th of 1928 in St. Louis, Missouri. Her childhood was actually pretty difficult. Her parents split up at a very young age, and she had to move with her dad to Arkansas. Living in Arkansas, she went through a lot of prejudice and discrimination, which the South actually is still pretty much known for. They still have a lot of those issues down there. And around the age of 7, Maya's mom came to visit, and she brought her boyfriend as well, and her mom's boyfriend ended up raping her. Due to his heinous act, her uncle actually ended up killing him. And I didn't look into the case to see if the uncle got arrested or they even reported it. Who knows? And from that trauma, she stopped talking for a while. She became a mute, literally. And then around the age of 16, she ended up getting pregnant. And she ended up working a lot of jobs to support herself and her son. During World War II, Maya moved to San Francisco, where she got a scholarship to study dance and acting. And while she was in California, she became the first Black female cab car conductor. And then in the 1950s, she started her career as a performer. She landed a role in Porgy and Bees. Then later, she got a role in the Calypso Heat Wave. She became a member of the Harlem Writers Club and a civil rights activist. She ended up organizing, and she played in a musical that was called The Cabaret for Freedom. Then in 1961, she appeared in a project called The Blacks with James Earl Jones, Lou Gossett Jr., and Cicely Tyson. In 1973, she was nominated for her role in the Look Away play, and it was for the Tony Award. She was also nominated again for an Emmy Award in 1977 for the show Roots. Before the Blacks project, she traveled abroad to Egypt and Ghana. I still want to go to Egypt. And she worked as a freelancer and an editor. While she was in Ghana, she joined a community called Revolutionist Returners. And then she became very close with Malcolm X. Once she came back to the U.S., she started to help Malcolm X set up and organize the Organization of Afro-American Unity. And I might be quoting this right or wrong, but a little bit after that, or before they even got to accomplish it, Malcolm X was actually assassinated. Maya published many collections of poetry and was even about to recite one of her poems at the President Bill Clinton inauguration in 1993. She actually won a Grammy Award for the Best Spoken Word. And this is cool, I didn't even know about her. She published cookbooks. She also won 2 NAACP awards. They were imaging awards. And this is pretty nice of her. So Martin Luther King was assassinated on her birthday. And so she dedicated one to not celebrate her birthday, but to send Miss Coretta Scott King flowers every year on her birthday, as in Maya's birthday, to just show love and respect. I thought that was really dope. And many of us know that she is on a quarter now, and they're only making 20 of them. And I was looking it up because I wanted one. But from the information I looked at, they were only going to make 20 of them and give them out to, I believe, like powerful women or activists or something like that. I think it's really cool that she did so much, and she was an activist. I did not know that, but I did know that she was like heavily with the NAACP, helping make change and whatnot. So that was really cool. And also, of course, she was really, really good friends with Oprah, and Oprah's lit. Maya Angelou passed away on May 28th, 2014 in her home in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. She had some health problems. Her life was pretty amazing after she, started really falling in love with herself and her career. And just how strong she became after dealing with what she dealt with, with her mom's boyfriend taking advantage of her. So I feel like people that go through any trauma, a lot of times they do recover and they just get better and end up doing really great things, and they prosper very well, and they help other people get through a lot of stuff. And I feel like she has helped a lot of people get through stuff, even with her poetry. Her poetry is so deep. And in closing, first credit to biography.com and mayaangelou.com, just for some of the research I have. And I have 2 quotes from her I wanted to share with you guys that I think are really amazing. The first one is, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. I read this so many times when I was looking at this, and I saw this quote years ago, and I was like, oh, that's a good quote, But being in a different headspace of my life where I'm at now, I definitely have adapted to this very well. There are a lot of things that I did not like, and I have changed. And there are some things that I've accepted that I can't change. And when you really dive deep into that, it helps you respond to things differently, and it helps you to let things go and not get affected by the particular situation that is never going to change. So yeah, that's one of my favorite quotes by her. And then the second one here is, I've learned that people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And that is just deep within itself. Like, man, I was just talking to one of my friends the other day about high school drama. And that probably is going to be a podcast we're going to create. But we spoke about, and I'm not going to say any names, but we spoke about this girl in particular that every time I see her is hostile. And I always, when I do see her, I'm not excited, I must say, because of her attitude towards me, and I don't even know what the problem is. And so I'm like, for me, I feel like this. If anyone has done anything to anyone, and I'm going to just use this girl for example. If I did anything to this girl and I don't even remember, or I don't know, or she just hates me because of her own insecurities and problems, it's like, speak up. Say something. Be a man. Be a woman. Just be like, hey, you made me feel this type of way. And I've been struggling with it to let it go, because I haven't told you how I felt about it. And if the person is able to receive it and to be like, well, I'm sorry, I didn't know I made you feel that way. Or, hey, I didn't even know I did that. Because some people do stuff to people and they don't even know, right? So, if someone has done something, or even this girl, if I did something, speak up. Say it with your chest. And let's talk about it, right? For me, I'm going to say, for my personal experience in life, I don't even remember. Back to my friend and I's conversation of high school, I was like, I don't even remember a lot of the things in high school. Like, I've seen people from high school who are really weird, have acted weird, right? And then they're flabbergasted because I'm like, oh, hey, how are you doing? And they're just like, why are you being nice to me? And then I'm like, did they do something to me in high school that I forgot? Because there are some things I remember in high school, but there's a lot of things I don't. And I'm like, dang, what? Anywho, to that quote, just know, if you've done something to somebody or someone's done something to you, just speak up, and then you can probably squash it and move forward. And if y'all will never be cool or vibe together, that's perfectly fine. Not everybody vibes together. But on that note, have a great day 6 of Black History.